Hello, hello dear ones, here I am again. Keep on surviving it, don't we? Today the video is about pain and healing because, as you know, I've been through head on with my pain, and it's a lot of people are too, and there is a reason, and I found out the reason through something on the internet the other day with Archangel Michael. He's lovely to listen to, and I found out that it really is to do with purging. It's to do with purging. For me, it's my thighs and my legs, not my arms anywhere else, just my thighs and my legs. And who knows, but we tend to repress our emotions over lifetimes, maybe lifetimes, this one in particular. Repress our feelings, our emotions and our hurts and our pains. I suppose mostly because we're afraid to speak up, I don't know, or maybe we don't even know we're doing it. You know, we're hurt about something and we brush it off and go on, but it goes in. And it goes into the nervous system as well, apparently. And I know some illnesses are nervous system. That's just as bad as anything else. It starts with that. That's the very deepest part, isn't it? And I think fibromyalgia is to do with the nervous system. I've experienced my whole body shaking, and it's a peculiar feeling. But last night I was in. I did go out yesterday. I thought I'd pay the price, but that's not a good answer really. And I do say, what is really going on here? You know, I was almost. Well, I was screaming. That's something you can do when you get into really severe pain. Put a pillow over it, you know, or whatever. I live alone, so I can do a lot of screaming. And that does help because it gets the energy out, rather than sitting there stuffing tablets. I try not to take painkillers if I can, but there are times I have to succumb to them. But they're not good. And Michael says, this is what I'm going to pass on the information, so important, he says, try not to suppress by alternative means, because the energies have to come out. It's a purging. It is a purging. The energies that are coming into us right at the moment, not only the CMEs and the sun, but all sorts of cosmic energies are hotting up. We've got a very hot day today. They're hotting up. They're getting faster and deeper. And I say to myself, I live in a very small town. I think, where is everybody going through stuff like I am? And then they don't appear to be, but apparently I was watching a video by Dolores Cannon. I expect you know of her. She's a very good, she's deceased now, a very good American teacher. Wonderful, written lots of books, wonderful teacher. And she's beginning, the big videos are beginning to come back on the screen again. You see, she was before her time. She was my age when she died. She was in her 80s. She was wonderful. I knew a lot of stuff, famous hypnotist, but she knew a lot of stuff. And I was watching her, and she was talking about the third waves. There's first, second, and third wave souls that come in, and the first and second waves have had it the most difficult because we're here to hold the energy. We're here to hold the energy, the codes, whatever, to uplift the planet. And we're all saying the same thing. She's got emails, dozens of them, hundreds of them, from people saying, I want to go home. You don't know how often I've said that. I just want to go home. What's the point of being here in this kind of pain? I'm not much good to anybody. I'm really not. So that's one of my moans. And who knows what I'm doing? As she said, you don't know what you're doing. Just by being here, it's important you're here, because you're giving out light, and you can walk through a crowded mall and everyone there will feel your energy, you know, regardless. And I often think that people don't like me because of, well, they don't, because of the energy, you see. They don't know what it is, they're afraid of it. And I've got a dear friend, well, he's not a dear friend actually, he's more like kind of an acquaintance that I know well, and I know he's afraid of speaking on the phone. I can sense it when he comes out, which is very rare, that there's this fear of not knowing it's the light. People are afraid of the light. And so if anyone out there is feeling out me, well, it's not to do with you, really it's not, because I'm a lovely person and so are you. And it is the energy we carry. So we're grounding this energy, you see. So what's happening, because we're also purging our we've got so many layers, as you know, so many layers. And I felt something the other day from dear Metatron. I was watching the videos. I spend a lot of time in here on videos with self-healing. I meet some very interesting beings. I say, why can't you get me well then, if you're supposed to be healers? But you see, it's got to come out. There's no good them taking the pain away if you're having to it's almost like being sick on the etheric, you know, getting rid of all this. And we don't know what it is. I've said this before. We don't know what it is, but if it's very, very painful, you can guess it's worth it, you know. And when Metatron, I watched him the other day, and I felt a very deep healing, right deep within my middle, a shift of something. I thought, thank God that's gone, you know. So I'd rather it go at that level before it gets to being hysterical. So it's physician heal thyself, really. And this is one little tip that I have found really works, and I found it lately, and it does really work, but it is difficult. You have to be sort of fairly strong to do it, and that is to get into the pain with your consciousness, to not fight it as I have done, and I want to get away from it. We try to get away from it, you know, run around, go for a walk, and I do that too, of course, you know, when I can, but sometimes in the middle of the night, tablets aren't working and I'm hysterical. I think, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? You think it's going to last forever, you see. You think it's going to last forever. It's never going to stop. And that isn't true, because it does eventually stop. It may be years later. But it doesn't last forever, and you do learn to cope with it. If I get desperate, I say a prayer, I said, look, God, if you can't heal it, and of course God can, but at the moment it's not, just help me to deal with the pain. And I have found this technique very, very helpful, and it does work. But it takes a lot of courage and a lot of energy and a lot of faith, is to actually go into the pain. Now it depends how severe it is, of course, but mine is in pretty bad. I think close my eyes, screw my eyes up, and just concentrate, probably to my heart chakra initially, but go into the pain, not to deny it, to accept it. And I found when I do that, my whole self seems to screw up, and I cry a lot. And when I'm crying, I can almost feel my consciousness, my acceptance is going into that pain and helping it to heal. But I do feel a lot better afterwards, a lot lighter. Try it and see, you know, but I live on my own, unfortunately. I can do a lot of screaming and yelling, and goodness knows what, feet in water, some of the things I do. You wouldn't be, I don't hang from the ceiling, but honestly, sometimes I think, if I'm glad I haven't got neighbours. I'm looking a bit pink today, aren't I? I've got a curtain, a lovely curtain, pinky rosy colour, and I've hung it up at the window to stop the sunlight coming in. It's given me quite a rosy glow. I think I'm coming to accept old age at long last. I was watching Dolores, I'll give you her name later on the internet, and she was in her 80s when she was still teaching. I thought, well, and a lot of my favourite actors are on their way out, some have already gone, because I'm an old lady. So some of the really good actors, like Laurence Olivier, you know, and some of them are still working, of course, and looking very wrinkled. I think I've mentioned this. Clinton, is it Clinton? Yeah, he's 102. And Douglas, he's died recently. They're all very old, and I'm quite proud of their wrinkles, so I'm going to have to accept it. But I'm not wearing glasses, I must admit, I don't like them. I'd rather have my bags. So that's the self-healing bit. I'm not sure, I was going to do a video about something else. I don't know, it was only 8 minutes, I might go on a bit longer. I'm in the mood for it today. I had a lot of rest, and I thought, I'm still in pain, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's a book, isn't there, called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Well, I've got Feel the Pain and Do It Anyway. And this is a little episode that happened to me. My passport ran out. They run out every 20 years, you know, or they do in the UK. And I did it online. Oh, that was a challenge for me. I had a photograph taken in town, and then apparently they give you a code. And when you're filling in the form online, you have to put the code in, and the picture comes up. I know, it's incredible technology, isn't it? So I got it all filled out. Phone, are you sure you want your photograph? The background's a bit pale. I said, do it anyway, because I haven't got, probably not going to get another one. I'm not going to get more photographs. Just do it, you know. I don't go abroad very often. I think probably even less now, because I haven't had the vaccination. I won't have it. For lots of reasons, I won't have it. And I can't go to Italy, my favourite place. Somebody was telling me you can go to Italy on the bus from here. You get a bus in a bus station, and you go all the way to Italy on the bus, on the ferry, da-da-da. Sounds fun, doesn't it? I should think it'd be a lot cheaper. Anyway, this passport, got it all filled in and sent off, and I was reflecting. Been doing a lot of reflecting lately. It's good to do some reflecting, sit quietly, either in a garden or somewhere, just go through thoughts. I don't think it's the same as bringing stuff, so don't look back. You know, I think we have to look back to understand things and to face things and redo them, if you know what I mean, in our minds. It does help. Dolores was talking about when you die, you go through a life review. I won't go into details now because there's a video about it, but you go through your whole life and you assess in front of all these people and you work out what to do next. I've got to meet that person again, or no. And I think it is good to do a life review. I've learned a lot by that, actually, doing that lately. So I was sitting reflecting and I'm thinking, well, the passport's done now, bus pass is done, what else is done? Close down a certain bank account, I thought, gosh, and it suddenly hit me, I might never apply for another passport. Because then every 20 years, I might not be here another 20 years. I might not be here another 10. Well, we can all say that, I mean, you know what I mean. But my age is not likely to go on much more than it already is. Well, a few years. And it was quite a shock. I thought, I've never had to face my immortality with quite a suddenness. I mean, I think about it obviously, and I've said before about making plans and all that stuff, but it's a sudden, well, that's it then. I shan't apply for the passport. Get rid of the books, start clearing out, ready for the day. I know I'm laughing, but it was quite a sobering thought that I perhaps won't have to apply for another passport. So anyway, that's my story for today. I think that's probably where it's going to end. Yes, that's usually about 12 minutes, isn't it? Anyway, my darlings, nice to talk to you all again. I closed down my higher self portal. I couldn't go on paying money out to put my stuff on videos, so I've just got this one now. I would like a few more people to watch me. We had 20 last week. I don't think it's in the right place. Anyway, whoever has to see it will see it. So take care, my dear ones. We've had solstice, as you know, really hot day. High. We don't have much summer in the UK. It's just my t-shirt that comes out once a year. White skirts on the line being washed. Take care, darlings. God bless for now. Bye bye. Oh no, I can't find the thing to close it down.